for his business? I mean, I'm already picturing,
Yeah.
you know, landing page, a capture information, a free report, a free video series. Can you kind of go
Sure,
through that?
yeah. You know, I don't think it's a bad move to go in the direction he just
Right.
painted in regards to like producing a product. I do see there being a lot of challenges there, a lot of obstacles, and I mean, you really gotta be passionate about selling apparel if you go in that direction, because you're gonna face a ton of challenges. Versus like what I would recommend doing is more, you know, coming up with what Bill just touched upon is just kind of like a standard customer value optimization strategy, which is where you have like a lead magnet on maybe a website or a landing page, where someone comes to your website and you've got something that's a splinter of like your core offer, and splinter is a term basic. Okay, so let's just say that you want to sell like a lesson on how to fish for catfish. Okay, so that's your core offer. Okay, so to splinter off from that, you want to think about, okay, what are two offers that lead into that? One being free, that's highly valuable, and then the next being something that you can charge for a very small nominal fee, but something that's still high value that then leads into them becoming interested in your core offer. And I would think, and this can be purely digital, like these offers. And see, I think that's a better direction for you to go in my opinion, because then you can sell the apparel as like a profit maximizer to the people that love your stuff, like love your offers, buy your offers. You're going to get people buying like your apparel left and right more than likely if they love like the value that you've been delivering to them from these offers leading up to that point. So I mean, I could put it on the board, but you know, that's what I would recommend, like really focusing on. And I think you're going to have much less like obstacles to get a business up and running and actually like get some good gross revenue up and running and more predictive revenue. And you know, I mean, it's a tough game. I mean, you've heard it from other people that it's very competitive getting into apparel.
Yeah. I agree with you. So I think that is the best business opportunity possible. But it does come back to you have to be clear with what you want, and then choose a decision that leads you in that direction. But yeah, anything that's more of a digital offering, I think right now, because the way the internet is, because it's a bit of that wild, wild west still, while it still has enough structure to know how to capitalize on it, is a really good opportunity.
And if you are passionate about selling apparel, I mean, Amazon's fantastic if you're someone trying to sell a product.
Well, now they just opened up so they can compete against Etsy, so you can create your own stuff and put it on Amazon now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
cool.
Rather than going Etsy or anything else, they're trying to take the whole market away, so it's interesting.
Nice. I mean, like this is obviously a completely unrelated product. I have a friend that sells a post-workout powder called C12, and he's a veteran also in the Navy at one point. And he sells just that one product, and he makes like $5,000 a month off Amazon, and he just has it sitting there. And it's just he just gets orders coming in, and it's just on Amazon. So I mean, if you want to produce that product, produce it, put it on Amazon, and then just keep doing what you're doing with content marketing. Because it sounds like you're doing a great job with that. You just keep pointing people to Amazon, and then you have less challenges too. You don't have to worry about supply chain. You don't have to worry about logistics. You just let Amazon take care of all of that.
Yeah, you can essentially just have all of whatever you create shipped directly to them. They do your warehousing, they do your fulfillment. If there's refunds, they process your refunds for you.
Yeah.
So instead of having to have literally like 5 people on staff to do something, and space, it's all taken care of.
Yeah, and that's actually, typically that's the best route to take when you're selling a product too, and go to Amazon, because Amazon's like one of the largest search engines out there. I mean, I think it's second to Google, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And people go to Amazon because they want to buy something, right? So I would stick your product with Amazon, keep doing what you're doing with content marketing, keep that going, maybe even ramp that up a bit, and just keep pointing people to Amazon. And when you get to a point where you're making like a ton of money on a consistent basis, like every month, then you can have your own storefront with whether it's Shopify, whether it's your a WordPress website with like a shopping cart attached to it, because then you can just add to what you're already getting from Amazon.
And I think that the common theme here is always, it's like, take the next step, right? Don't invest a bunch of money to build something, whether it's a store, whether it's a special website or anything else. Like, always take the small next steps. That means you fund it yourself. It means you don't have to have investors and deal with somebody else's opinion. It also means that always keeps you going along with what the customers want, right? As long as you follow that, you're always doing what the customers want, instead of building something and hoping that they'll show up.
There's a blog post, and it's 1,000 fans.
1,000 true fans.
1,000 true fans. I want you to write that down. Find that in Google. 1,000 true fans.
It's a very, very good article.
You get your 1,000 good fans, right? You get their email addresses, their name. You can launch
anything
with that. to read and study that. And that's why capturing stuff that Josh has is amazing. Capture their information, feed them good content, video series of emails. Like tonight, you film some stuff in your GoPro. By Monday, you could have that up in an email, right?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's great that you've got all this effort behind Instagram and content marketing, but next thing you need to do, just like what I told you, I believe, is you need to capture those leads. So this way, because that's an asset you're building in your business, and it's so crucial to have that, have a database of contacts you can market to. And I mean, sounds like you would get people left and right opting in because of the fact that they're following you and they love your stuff anyway. And that's something you can put up in like 30 minutes.
Literally.
Yeah, first name, email, get a 3-video series on the 7 tricks to the ultimate catfishing. Right? I mean, that's just stupid, but whatever, you figure out what's good.
I get it. I get the equation there.
Yeah.
Done. 1,000 raving fans.
Yeah, if I had a marker, I'd do something on the board.
Well, actually, no, because we learned this last time.
Yeah.
We learned last time.
It's a good thing I didn't pop out my pen or something, you know?
But so these are things that we're going to start having, like, what are we calling it, Greg? Friday, Stuff Fridays, or Free Resource Fridays? Free Resource Fridays.
Oh, dig.
We're going to get people like you guys online, and you guys can all go on there and post your questions and have people live interact with these things. And I guarantee you post something, you'll get 10 people to take a look at your landing page and your email and your copy to give you advice on it. For sure.
So I know we've thrown out several things at you. Do you have any questions then coming back after that?
This is where Evernote would be great, by the way.
Yeah.
It's tough to be in the hot seat. There's a lot coming at you.
Is there like a database resource, like you're saying like, oh, throw out this email and, you know, like have someone sign up for an email? What would be the best way for me to do that? Like what program, like where are they seeing that's like, hey, hey, sign up for this? Like what is that on my videos? Is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just like they said, MailChimp. It's free.
MailChimp?
You don't have to pay anything for it. And you can easily build like a web form. It's called a web form, which is just essentially, it's just a page hosted by MailChimp that has like a name, email, and you can kind of design and throw your logo up there. You know, it's very easy to use, drag and drop, and then you can stick it up on a URL hosted by MailChimp and just send people from Instagram to it. And then they come into your MailChimp account. You've got like basically a database of email addresses. And then you could just send them an email, or you can have like a autoresponder, which is a series of emails that go out automatically
And
afterwards.
you get analytics too that show you how many people are opening your emails, how many people are clicking on your emails.
all that
You know.
stuff.
It kind of teaches you maybe you need to focus on your subject line more. I mean, it just kind of gives you input on.
Yeah, good point. I mean, there's a whole science to emails, right? I mean,
Right.
the subject line is like your headline. Like you said, I mean, you might need to test your headline. But another good thing you could do, you could probably spend $50 to $100 on Facebook and search out people that are searching for keywords, fishing, and then specifically catfish. You might pay 40 cents, 50 cents a lead at the most.
Yeah.
It's probably
It's
not
a niche. It's good that he's
It's
got
a
a
great
niche.
niche.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's called Graph. Are you guys familiar with that? I'm not as familiar with that.
Graph search?
Graph search.
Yeah.
And you could dial in and spend very, very little money and highly target your community.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just kind of piggyback off what you just said. So what he just said, so you can do, first off, you've already got a logo. Have you put up a Facebook business page yet?
No, all I have is just the catfish operator Instagram, which was just this one.
Okay. Well, put up a Facebook business page and really make sure that, you know, the graphics, the logo, the message, the description, really shows your mission, shows exactly what your business represents, and really communicate well with your target audience, like whoever you're targeting.
Right.
So this way, when they see your page, they're instantly interested in finding out more about your business. Okay. So I'll just let you kind of simmer on that, but frame your Facebook page that way, and then after you've done that, do a Facebook ad campaign for likes. And like Phil said, it's cheap. 50 cents maybe a click or whatever, and eventually get to like 100 likes, and then just stop at that point. So Facebook, when you have a business page, on the back end, they've got this feature called Facebook Insights and Graph Research, where you can actually see all the demographic information on everybody that liked your page, whether they're male or female, what their interest is. You're basically paying Facebook to tell you who your target customer is. And so you don't have to do all the research. You don't have to go talk to people and figure out who is interested in what you have to offer. People let Facebook do the work for you, basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
And then from there, it's easy to target.
But yeah, then you can use that information in your messaging, you can use that information in your
Talk to
advertising,
residents,
yeah, all that stuff.
Josh, should he have a web page? Does that tie into this, or no? That's not the way.
I mean, at this point, I don't know that it's necessary. I mean, it's great that you've got it and everything else, but I think a poor website would detract more so than focusing on Instagram, the Facebook page, understand that, and then taking it forward. But you know better than I do.
Well, I think right now you probably just need to test the market, it sounds like, and just see if there's a market for what it is you want to sell. And you got to decide first off what you want to sell, and you've got some great ideas, obviously. But then, yeah, once you figure that out, then take it to the next step, and then, like Steve just said, then yeah, get a website up, or you don't really necessarily need a website. I mean, there are businesses making millions of dollars off of just having a series of like landing pages, not even a website. So I mean, you can go in either direction, but first and foremost, pick and choose what it is that you want to offer, and then after that, then start to figure out exactly who's out there that wants what you have to offer.
And there's nothing wrong with physical goods, so if that's what you want, by all means. The benefit, though, of digital goods is that it's the same amount of effort to service one person as 1,000, right? And so that scale and everything else goes away, and that becomes really easy. Whereas to ramp up, to be able to service, one customer, you have to invest a significant amount, and then it's not that much different to 10 customers for physical goods. But then if you go up to 1,000, it's another thing we have to figure out a lot more, right? Yeah. So I always believe in starting digital and moving to physical if the audience takes you there.
So basically, I just need to think about creating a digital product now.
Potentially,
Right.
yeah, start off with that, right? And even if it's only a short-term thing and that's not what you want to do, maybe it generates some funds that make the other things you want to do like fully capable.
Yeah,
right?
then just pivot your business and put all your backing towards
It's like
selling
gambling,
products.
right? Don't play with your money. Play with the winnings you have. Once you get a little winnings, stick that back in your pocket. Don't touch that again. Play with the winnings, right? And if you do that with business, it's also really good as well, right? Always stock a little away, always save a little bit for that thing that's going to happen, but play with your profit and be really careful and allow your profit to grow your business.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, who's next?
Beautiful.
Can I
Thank
take
you.
the hot seat? I have a quick question that's kind of related to his product, really quickly.
Sure.
For the mailings and things like that, are there any blogs or resources or things that you would recommend on learning how to do that well? I've only ever been on the receiving end of that type of marketing, and I'm the type of person that's like, unsubscribe, spam, I hate receiving these, and I feel like that's how I would write it. I'm not confident in my ability to write a newsletter or something that would not be totally annoying. So what kind of resources could I get my hands on to not be an annoying?
Well, the first thing I would tell you is,
Put that shit rubber mouth, that's okay.
huh? Copy bloggers good, yeah.
This is like the main
Definitely.
thing.
First, I would tell you though is that you need to just try it and overcome that fear of them not liking your content. Put it out there.
Okay.
I mean, you'll get better and better. I mean, I could criticize my content all day. And I don't know, I think we all could, So I mean, you just need to put it out there and just see how your audience responds to it. And eventually they'll tell you, they'll give you feedback, and they'll tell you exactly what they want to hear more about from your business.
They'll tell you if they don't like it too.
Yeah.
But you give good feedback.
Yeah.
And then you adjust off of that, right? Whatever you put out is never going to be perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Like even this day, I'm sure you write stuff and you're like, crap, okay, well,
Gotta run with it.
run with it.
Yeah. Digital Marketer Engage is great too. Digital Marketer Engage. It's like a service, it's about $39 a month. But you get access to this community of entrepreneurs. I mean, there's like hundreds of them. And they're all just like you guys, honestly, seriously. Except you guys are better because you guys are veterans. Yeah. Or, families of veterans. And
We know we're good.
and part of the value proposition that offers you is that you also get access to a membership site that has all these different execution plan courses. So if you want to learn how to do SEO on your website and develop like a content marketing hub, so you know like what keywords you're going to target to really attract audience related to your business, it walks you through that. Great video lessons and step by step. I mean, it's very easy to follow.
Okay.
And on top of that, I mean, they give you like weekly calls, I mean, office hour calls, I've been on them. I'm a digital marketer certified partner.
Okay.
And and they have these office hour calls where they cover specific topics. And they also have like a What's Working Now call every week as well. So they have 2 calls where you're interacting with a digital marketer and staff there, and maybe some specialists that they're bringing on, like myself. So this way you can get help that you need on specific topics that they're publishing content on during that specific week.
Okay, great,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
check it out.
Okay,
I wanted to take the hot seat because I didn't want to pass up an opportunity to get some advice.
okay.
And so this has been my hobby. So I've been making them and giving them away. And so I finally said, you know what? I don't know why I'm paying a lot for fabric. Why am I giving this away?
Mhm.
So I wanted to see where can I go? Where can I go with something like this? That's what I'm not.
Pinterest.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, what ideas do you have for digital marketing and something like this to figure out your audience? Pinterest is definitely one of them.
Well, I think you can still use that same Facebook strategy. I mean,
Okay.
everybody's on Facebook.
Okay.
You know, just to see like what type of audience you get, what type of data you get back from Facebook on people interested in aprons.
Put it on, let's see it.
Oh, I would, but that's just way too sexy for this room.
So I'm starting with aprons, but only because I haven't sewn since high school.
Yeah.
And so zippers and buttons right now, I will have to
What's your goal?
advance.
What do you want to, if you looked at doing this and you looked 3 years down the road, what would it look like? Do you want to have a business of doing this? What would you like?
What I see, for instance, when I see the clothing that they wear on places like Dancing with the Stars, I said, wow, it would be nice to be able to, I see the people dressing them,
Mhm.
doing the makeup on them, I said, wow, I wonder if I can get my skills that high to be able to do something like
Be able
that.
to create things like that?
Yes.
So more costume oriented though?
Costume as well as apparel.
Okay. I don't know what's around here. Unfortunately, I'm a bit new to the area. But in a previous life, I was involved in theater a lot. And there's a lot of work for people who are willing to design and construct costumes for theater. And if it's about simply honing that skill,
Yeah.
then groups like that may be a great place to go because they're always looking for people who can help.
Okay.
As far as taking something like this forward, I think you're right, Pinterest, because it's primarily, female dominant.
Sure.
And it's very visual because you want to be able to see these, right? Would be a great place to put them to see if people start to respond to them. Instagram could potentially be as well, though it's not as targeted because Instagram's a little bit of everything. I think Pinterest is a better play there.
Okay.
And then, one of the, I don't remember her name. Who creates the koozies, Phil? The beer koozies. Melissa?
Swire, it's, what's it called, Cuddle?
Can cuddlers.
Canada?
Can cuddlers. So she makes koozies. She creates them herself and sells them on Etsy.
Okay.
And has been doing really well with doing that. And she is the spouse of a.
She attended our Fort Bragg last year.
Yeah.
She was doing like $100 a month in business, and she got a lot of great ideas, and I think she just hit $5,000 a month in business.
Exactly. And she's still doing the creation herself and now looking at how she expands further from that.
Okay.
Right? So even in creating something on your
You got top
own,
five
it's
or what?
potential to take it forward.
Okay. Thank you.
But it's slow and sure. So where would you sell? I would say Etsy's the best place to sell.
Okay.
And Amazon, yeah.
And Amazon?
I have a question. I like the shapes of your aprons. Do you do your own patterns? Or do you buy the
Not
patterns?
yet, but I want to learn that as well. So far, no. Sometimes I'll take 2 different patterns and mix match to give me a different look.
Okay.
But for right now, no.
Because the first thing that came to mind with this for me is that you could sell your patterns digitally. If you were creating patterns, if you had because I'm a huge Pinterest. I don't ever buy anything from Pinterest. I get Pinterest because of something that I want to make. So what immediately came to my mind was, if I saw your apron on Pinterest, I'm going to pin it because I want to learn how to make it.
Okay.
So if I clicked on that pin and it took me to how to buy to make it, I would buy that. I wouldn't buy the apron, but I would buy the
The
pattern.
pattern, got it.
Massive ROI.
Not there yet, but that's.
And if you were just creating patterns and selling that, again, that's the type of product that they were saying, it's the same amount of effort, whether you're selling that to one person or 1,000 people.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I hope that helps.
It did, it did.
And again, just for costume construction, if that is a passion going forward,
Yes.
look to theater groups.
Got it, thank you.
So Chris, real quick, I don't remember this young man, he was here last time at Fort Hood
Yeah.
with the, he brought samples for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working now and getting in the Cheesecake Factory.
Working on going over a contract with the restaurant overshoot.
Dig.
So he was here last time at Fort Hood, and so kind of just, tell us what your progress was in the last 3 months.
Absolutely.
Well, right now, I had to push everything back a little bit.
Oh, here, get you that. Here, go stand up front.
Okay, stand up front. I'll make sure you're.
Don't worry, no hot seat for you.
Yeah, I had to push everything back a little while because we had to go to NTC, and also work around my training schedule and my work schedule. But so far, since I've been back, I'm gonna be publishing my website probably the end of this month. And I'm actually in the process of working on getting a contract with Pignetti's in Temple. And for as far as like providing their desserts for their menu, and I'm actually competing against beating out Cheesecake Factory for the contract. So I've been putting in a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, like, especially going around work, but basically anybody, like, as long as you have the passion for what you're doing, you're willing to put in the hard work and the hours, anything is possible. Because right now, I still have until 2017 till my contract's up in the military.
So what were some of your insights that you took away from last time being here at Fort Hood to now?
One of the biggest thing I took away as far as like you told me, just get out and go to restaurants, offer my product, like just to see if they'll actually take it and see how they get, and just to get feedback. So I had already had my product validated, like through my family, friends, and coworkers. But once I actually started going around to different restaurants just to get the validation from them to see how I compared to their competitors that I'll be competing against. So I've been getting a lot of positive feedback and everything, so it's very good. It's a lot of hard work, but I'm willing to go for a ride. So.
That was really good, already.
Yeah. You brought samples, I think we have enough for everyone here if you want to pass them out. But this is just an example of 3 months action,
Mm-hmm. There's,
massive action, right?
there's 2 days you can't do anything. You can't do anything yesterday, and you can't do anything tomorrow. So what does that leave you with? That's it.
Absolutely.
So I was
So,
trying to
go ahead.
I was trying to get it early, but I was actually had an engagement in Austin. I had to do some brownies, cakes, and cookies for a birthday party for one of my friends down in Austin, so I got here a little late.
Well, we'll give you all yesterday's stuff. Are you on our email list?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're getting all the stuff and the content, so we'll make sure that yesterday, you weren't here yesterday. Yeah, so we'll make sure we get some great speakers yesterday, so we'll do that. But this is just in 3 months. It's very impressive.